Masija Tama Chichi Dozo Sanji Hong Te Cheta Tabicho number the Senyambe. Lord, Janji Sin, which never said on the Sambara.
With question of your motivation to the generation of proper bodhicitta that's wanting to attain the state of enlightenment in order to benefit all sentient beings. For that very purpose, now we should attend and listen to the teaching.
Janji Chiva Badu Chiva Songo Son Lamdo Chive Mejun Tap Lamre Toba Chive Meje Shok Da Thar Chive Neju Tarchin Shos Molana Dior. He is a Janji Da the Janji Sia de la Dagi Ji Jong was a Janyak Janji the Mercy Gori. Dagi Ji Janyak Janji Mercy and Ji the Jurgori. Dagi Ji Jangwata Dagi Ji Jurwa Sia de Janji Monsoya de la Daje Janji de la Saje Lusu Jen, Niedan de Zineve Neju Wodima, Jerajo Nongiori, Nieve Neju, Maras Nieato, Yaloya, the Dizian Kango Janji the Jani, the Janlu Daje, Janu Sungu, the Gachumari. The member is San Jango Masu Bechashila, Chishiba to Sumukara, Kecho is the Sungu, Janji.
So, now to begin with the actual sadhana, there is self-generation, or taki, there's the generation of oneself in the aspect of the deity. And in order to generate oneself into the deity, now we have to recognize that the base, what we are trying to purify, and that base of one, which is to be purified, and then transformation, what we try to transform the change of oneself into, change of that base into. And so according with Satya, that beginning from sleeping yoga and awakening yoga and so on, that in each and every one of those steps, that they try to orient us what we are trying to purify. But according with the great Tsongkhapa, those are not that important. But as our main thing, what we try to purify is the base, the death, birth, death, and the intermediate state. So thus, the base, what we try to purify are those three: the birth, death, and interstate.
That Janji Cheva Badu Chiva Sumbuti, me on the Chen Chevere, Michilu, the Shilu, me Joel and Lushegi Yordan, Mado Noji Jen, the Michel de Carresana, Hala Chish Badu already, Sada Sangai, Machi Mare, Mayade, Umuniju with the Olam to Chea Yomari Lala. Some Umuniju, some Deva Pumu de Vichivas on Yordi, and Nire, Jansikama Yomari, Lung Niso, Zambo, and the Ojo Madu Yomari.
So, the base, what we try to purify, the birth, the death, and the intermediate state. Now we are just trying to explain it the way our human, our death in the human state, that which is the most conducive for tantric practice. Just way accordance with that, then we try to explain the whole practice. Otherwise, like in form like that of the Deva, that even though they have the death, birth, and intermediate state, but they are not a right candidate for a practice of the secret Tantra. For instance, one thing, that they have the no bliss to the joining of the two organs of male and female, and so on. Of course, they have the contact of such a activity, but they have no bliss to the direct contact of the sacred organ, and so on.
Tal mela ling ji yori. Demi yen de lodong ra ji de lodong ra ma le ba shi ya yo ma re. Longju ge sa ba mazda longju ni shi ra yo re. Be ka le je wo ma re. Be longju le da bu yo ma re. Che ge je ge longju nge longju sa me za ka ne long je je re. Te ko ma ko ya ru ta chi tro ya ru yo ma demi be shi ha jong ge je wo re. Da na yu lu ba ling che long ma ja de ge yo re.
So,
Palangjo lo ni jang ju de de yo longjo ge sabare ha jang longjo ja chi longjo bebo be to gu da som bebo shida yin za be rang ju sen de ni ju shu ji to gu yo ma re.
Now, amongst the human that we have, human in the northern continent, there were people live as long as up to 1,000 years of age, but since that there being so much of the wealth and availability of the wealth, and where there's not much about the my wealth or your and so on, because of the plentifulness of such a wealth, and so there's not much of the personal renunciation. And also in the eastern continent, that they live up to 500 years of age. Still, that is the land of plenty or the abundance. Or the western continent, where they live about 250 years because of their availability of the too much luxury in their life, or too much wealth, and they do not have enough renunciation at the personal level.
Rang ju sen de che ne ngen jung ji go ma re je bu yin za. Te ma je wa de je ju sen de che ni ji ji yo ma je ka bu yo re ta. Ma ni mi ji de se ya yo ma re. Le song gi je ba be me gi to la de mi le yo ma re ma to le song gi je ba be me gi to la do ma ji ya yo yin za. Chu gi ge wa de yo re di be ina sa na gi ten de la be cho du ju ba den za bu ling ba re. Le song ba de lu ju ge sa che wa re. Za bu li ba le ji sa che wa re. Zabuli Madelewe Kachanari Bebu Be Leg Be Debu Be Mimbu Chidu Chebe Le Chimel Miyung and Debu. Today is a Ninjubu Savachilawa. Le Soya Le de Hajam Tob Chimbu. Zabuli Babisi Yamin Sase Yori, Le Chimusabi Yori.
So that because of their because of their availability of the lots of facilities and so on, they do not have the enough renunciation at their personal level. The reasoning upon oneself, they can't have enough renunciation, so thus they can't have the enough compassion, the same thing which one should focus on others. So compassion about the sufferings of others as well, since the lack of the suffering at the personal level. And of course, we can't say that they are not right, suitable candidate for the Dharma practices, because that except for the northern continent, the rest of the two others, that they are also right candidate for receiving the vows and so on, but it is a very rare case. It happens a rare case, and because of the facilities in all those three other continents, so it does not become quite a suitable candidate for the Tantric practice and so on. Whereas in the southern continent, as it is called, the land of the karma, where the effectuation of the karma happens so fast, and any karma they create becomes so strong that is the effect of such karma, or such karma comes into effectuation even towards the end of their own life, because that people being that whatever karma they create becomes real strong.
Lin Sumbu de Longju Sava Siri, Zavulimba Lej Sava Siri. Lin Sumbu de Longju Yago, Be Tse Rimbo, Dumecho Yuju Yore de Kivu Shada Inza, Miju Jikawa, Zavulimba Delebe, Lej Sava Inza, Le Top Chimbo, Le Sato Chimbo, Tito Sabe, Le Simele Miu Yandabu, Tsirin to Name, Naso, Juchi Mongo, Zuzang Mongo, Yani the Anaji Jidu, Naso Jio Inzani, Miju Sabachi.
So, as explained earlier, those three other continents, they are called the land of the wealth, and the third continent is called land of the karma, because that people create whatever karma they create or commit, that effectuation of that karma comes real early. Like sometimes it can come so early, whatever they create in the beginning of their life comes to effectuation towards the very end of their life, and they could see the result. And also the diversity in their life, for instance, that there are lots of the sickness, lots of poverty and everything, the lots of pain, anxiety. So thus it is a right situation for the development of the renunciation and so on. It is real easy, whereas in others it's a lot quieter. Because of that, they have not much chances for the development of the required renunciation and so on. Since it is quite easy for oneself to have the sense of renunciation, so thus one can easily have compassion, focusing on others as well.
So
those who are going to practice the another yoga tantra, that one to be a suitable candidate, well qualified, one should be born from the womb. So if one is born like through the transformation and so on, that does not become suitable for our proper tantra practice. So when we say born from the womb with the 6 elements present, these 6 elements present are the earth, water, fire, and wind, plus the nadi and the creative energy inside them. So those 6 are the 6 elements.
So when we
So the people of certain continent, they are also more intelligent. So thus that they can easily incorporate or take the bliss into the path. So people on certain continent, that they can work for the means which enable a person to attain the state of enlightenment in one body and within one short life. So when we say the ability to attain the state of enlightenment in one body and in one lifetime, of course, in one of the lifetime we do attain enlightenment, right? What we meant here is that one who has not been on the course yet, but adopting the course or the path fresh, and ability to come to the completion of that course or the enlightenment within his own lifetime.
내려와 녜지 칸 주된 그 주바부 라니 기베 조래 용야게 지시바도 수정과레마도 셴게 지시바도 수정 냠에 고바메와 인자 랑기베 링제다 로시 지시바도 정오메 주바부 랑기베 마음바도 조주기 지시바도 수정과 인자 녜지 칸 주된 지 지와다 시와다 바도르베 온도 셴 셰바 인소니 저부시게 나자림베 지가나라 세우 소요이 머리
So that now base what we try to purify is the death, interstates, and the birth, right? So the reason that why we are trying to do that accordance with the as a human, then we are trying to purify the death and the bardo state and the birth of the practitioner himself. Practitioner himself, not of some other beings or of some other continent, but of that very practitioner. So thus that his personal death and his personal interstate and so on. So thus what the kind of the base for purification which we are talking about here is the death, birth, and the death, birth, and birth of the personal, the practitioner who has them ahead of him. So that's very clearly stated by great Tsongkhapa in Namsha Rigvedika, a commentary of Namsha Rigvedika.
Today is Dangarazu Shea Hiburude, Chitsari, Tanda. Jazajiva, Memajo, Jaya Yamarda, Tashi go to Zugre, Sandan Shigure. Then about the Jure, Jawachama language, Jibadu Sumbati Jangur. Danganzo Jibadu Shini Yoyati is Ali Tez, Shady Mashu, Shake Madu, Sangmadio, Josamashu, Shirango Ruche. And then Jibadu Sumbati Jangwa Yindi, Maranzu Jawachamazu, Louis Abuji Lenin, the Ina, Sosa, so Lechum Sakura, Bena, Cindela Giochimuchi, Joachama Jawundo. Lui abuji lemala ju choi saure choi de sa ani shiga lagala choi sa ne ba cha ja shiga lagala sim yoji je ni pema choi sha ba de su da digin rebu de zhuo ne ba du de ya bu chi zhuo ba du de ji se de ni san jia de ni choi sa ba de rebu je wa chi ma ga ri no de ji wa le o du su yong guo da de na han ji ji ge de rin de gu song lang chi de san ji gu song gu bong to ya de le de da cha song choi ne ru ji gu gu yo.
So now we have taken our birth already, which is behind us, nothing to purify as far as that's concerned. Now what we have to try to purify the base, that's what is ahead, our own death and our own the bardo state and the birth which we have ahead of us, since that is the one which is right ahead of us. And now in order to assure ourselves of a proper birth, or to be able to have a proper birth and so on, for instance, if we choose to or wish to be born as king and so on, now we have to create the right causes, right causes, and the sosa, which means that collect the right accumulations of the merits, and then the try to bring that result, work on the cause, and only the result will follow. Without the right creation of the right cause, one can never expect the result. In the same manner, now we are trying to explain how to purify those three stages for which are ahead of us.
So saya de kaso lame nejo diri lame nejo yala de ma chira pu lama chogi shin da ma yime ju ne she yala de ma ko sa so sa sunde onji chelo yozo chai ba de so sa yori.
So now in the same manner, for us to attain this state of the emanation body of the great Venerable Vajrayogini, now we have to create the right causes which enable us to achieve that. And we already did those preliminaries or the creation of the right causes. For instance, we did. You do remember that we said the 7 limb prayers. You do remember you visualized the object of refuge and made prayers and so on. And object of the one's masters and made the strong devotion. All those things which we did so far are the creating the necessary causes, gathering the necessary causes to enable us to achieve that. That is the
단다 디쳐 주고 lanche 공도 드림 제영데 신로나 신게 사초를 딩초를 배 집어지 공부요 봐. 왜세게 봐도 받아 신 지워다 총벌이다. 나라 선들이 시어를 신로다. 추 총벌.
So it is said that it is like the way we are cause which bears its result in the immediate next life, right? A cause which we create in this life and bearing its result immediate in next life. In the same way, we are trying to do the practice in resemblance to that kind of thing. Like we did the practice up to like clear light yesterday, just in resemblance the way that the process of the death occurs, and in resemblance with it, we maintain the practice.
다 대동의 초구 주로 생년바자대 저 세계 처디자 시야가 처디자 다 대인만의 대동의 소나 방이 마버나 하네바 주스리 바두레 바두롱고 나제소야디 신의 바두르베서 바두르게 처디라 라운데 방이 전에 나갈돼야 되래 다 방이 되마미게 간신의 슈르야디 바두어데 밤에 쿠라나 슈르바다 소머레 다 지와len루야지 나주베다데 되면 잘함도가 조용으래 최대 드레스 지지바도 소무다 자네 단다 코로나도 터버지고 망고바도 가서 용해 지지바도 소무데 다 담에 지지바도 용 먹어야지 이게 바데 정상지 거래.
So now at the state of the clear light, that from that state we appeared ourselves in the form of the red light, and which as a part of the state, a resembling with a part, and from that level, then we dropped ourselves in the ring of the mantra, and then as if are taking birth, we arose ourselves in the full form of the deity. So that's a resemblance with the taking of the birth. Now, the way we did our practice at the clear light, that in resemblance with our actual death, in resemblance, they resemble, they look in quite alike in the future where our actual death occurs.
Yani 수나지 소사 배나 말아서 지어치마 개부로 하고 진인도 경계 진행 요주질에 친들레베 개워치무치사 다들 시가라가라 개워들 수다야 마 레게 나자 신고로 마실레 레데 신고리 레승엔데 레 친들레 마고 사그레 데 펜지에다 조제기 레니요 펜지기 레세야 지어 펜켄디레 레르기 지어르 렌도야 펜지 레스그레 지와 지기들이 디도 mambo 용용 캔게 지와 고마라 아마 펜바 배당 알아서 녀마 지레 디도 mambo 용하게 레용도 될라 펜지지 레스 그 말이 펜지기 레들라 지와를 레토하게 레지고 될라 용주지레 데부 지와 용고 지와들라 진이 용주르 레라제라 용주르 통출라 용주 송요 다 녀라 망이 버지요래 저래가 아이마이 망이벨레지어 달래도 중으로 징그레 진이 요주 렌 통추 요주 시야데 치도레사 치매 미용이들이 알린디 가서 내 고야 말에 단다로 신고래 pecha tri tri gore. Di son de chi je kangalo pecha tri zo ju ji mi su gi shi mi da ge, chang su gi shi je me me, ji yin do lo gore di.
So, for instance, not like if we are to wish to become a king in the next life.
Le ji sa barwa, le di ge tsindela sa jiwa chima lamson jiwa lenking le di jiwa yama ge ba ma shu no jini nyong ju si gres.
So we've created cause, right? Cause for that, right karma. That right karma has to be activated at the time of death, right? The karma has to be activated at the time of death so that it bears its result in the immediate next life. That whatever karma is activated amongst the karmas, whatever is activated, it bears its result in the immediate next life. So that a kind of karma which we create in this life, which bears its result immediate in next life, that's called Jene Nyongju, a karma which is to be enjoyed or endured, effect of which is to be endured in the immediate next life. So in karma in general, it is of two kinds, the throwing karma and completing karma. And as a result can be of three kinds, that which we bear in the immediate next life, which we see in this immediate in this life, and immediate in next life, and result which may see from the second life onwards anywhere. So there are three kinds, and since these are not for your meditation, okay, but since we are to talk, we're teaching that we do need to know about these things. And as you hear in some other centers, they even have a Geshe program. And aren't you going to become one of the Geshes? They're already giving Geshe diplomas, So aren't you going to get one of those?
Tsindela le sa, le di ge debu jiwa chima de ga ma zhongwa je. Jiwa chima penche le zhongwa de la, le zhang xin la nyong ju ru si gre.
So third kind, the result was that we create the karma in this life, but it does not bear its result in this life nor in the immediate next life, but sometime from the second life onwards. That is called in Tibetan Lentang Shenlanyongju, which means are to be experienced in some other lifetimes.
Tsindela le sa, debu tsindela mi wa yi no, jiwa le ya ge penche ge le ma re di, zo je re. Di le ge me ge tob chimu ru di re yin re. Tsindela le sa, dele debu zhu yong ken di, tong chu nyong ju ru si gre. Debu tsindela nyong yong na.
So whereas a kind of very powerful karmas that which bears its result in the immediate this life, they created in this life and experience immediate in this life, those are called Tongchu Nyongju. Tongchu, which means that seen in this life, and known as the experience, and Gyur as to be experienced within one's own lifetime.
Tongshu nyongsa tongshu su tsindi re. Tsindi ngaransu tonguyo. Tse chima penche suji ki tonguyo ma re.
So as said, the to be experienced within this life, that tongche, which means that which we directly see, experiencing the similar result of the same action one has created. So that's why it is said that within the perceptible, within the perception, because the next life and life after that is not really within our comprehension or the perception.
Jiwa chima penche di mi ki tenne tongu ma re. Amja nyenne tongu ma re. Keche trinne tongu ma re. Tongya yo ma re. Jiangxi su ne tongu ma re. Tsenri be daji je ne tongu ma re.
So
Jazan tongwe chuyu siya tsindi le gogo re. Tongshu le dewa nebe tengi zi siya rabu pisha na le tongshu di mamu yo re.
tongche, which meant that which we see within this life, whereas what happens of the life hereafter that we don't really see, neither do we hear, neither do we can explore about it with the scientific instruments or to the telescope or microscope that
Penaya Sendel Jing also Jagme, Sakelenton, Lamachi Salendo, Soldier Bang. Uncle Soldier Bang, there was a Shendelamson, the Yabuchi Jinru Yordan, Tiricho, Shemba each at Terichon Yordan, Yamaluju. How to so Soldier Bang be Gihoti, a genuine jubilee. That was she sanity in Jebuchi Yabuchi Jiswell.
So you must have heard lots of stories about someone who took the vow not to kill anymore, and because of that karma of the vow to not kill anymore, that it bore its result in the immediate next life, and the butchers who gave up killing and so on, you must have read stories about of such kind, and that happens. That is the result which they experience in their immediate next life, that are better rebirth and so on.
That Jewu which the Jaya in the Joshua Jewu when the Cindy let of Jinsa. And Lego Pasha radio, Shikala, the Sword, Yai, Sambazomber, Monodo, Simtiki, Asuni, Ledia, Shikala, Selen Sevasung Sudo, Shikala later to Chimucha, and Uches on the Jewu Pasito. Pasiti Jod Lady, Joshua Jewu Jolim.
So, for instance, if you have created a very strong karma to be born as a king in next life, now from the second moment from when we have created that karma, it goes as a seed, right? That karma becomes inactive and remains as a seed inside a continuum. But at the time of death, or at the nearing when we're time of death, then it has to be cured or activated by the craving, grasping, and existence. That through those three, if we are able to cure or activate that karma, then in the bardo, one comes as a bardo of to be the king and birth the king.
That is a thing also, but two good. That Colonel de Tento, the Garan Dojina go Tobachi, Sijaga, the Sound of today, you seem Jenny, and Tungo Zugo. Tungo Zu, the Tungo Gola, Chosaya, the Laminaju, so Jashimosa. This are Sas on the dinner, Chochulam Chitibu, Chivata Jesus Tumba, Satulatin, Chulamel Timbetajan, Joji Susu, Divem, Shidota, somebody, Chivati Jungia, Moban, Shiadi, Tamebi Chivati Jung.
So, now, before we start with our practice, now, and sit down on the cushion and make a very strong determination that I'll try my best, I'll work my best to attain the state of enlightenment or state of the great Vajrayogini within on this very working basis, or within this very within this working basis as human, or within this session, I'll try to attain the state of the great Vajrayogini, and then sit on your cushion and start with your tune or the session. And beginning with the Guru Yoga and all those Guru Yoga practice and all the way of accumulating the merits, and then we carry on this practice that we're resembling with the death, which we have ahead. Shiva and Jesus Tumba. Shiva as death, Jesus Tumba as resemble. And then we try to do the practice. And what we try to purify with this is our forthcoming death.
That we say Chugo, Tumani Gonsa de Casonche Sarimba, Tumania Nabarja. Showing that the gentleman of Soba Yamako, Homs, Jenny, or Segu, Jemava, Kangadu Sarimba, the Cho Chugu, the Choda number Tumari. Ready Chogungo. The number 20, Tamava Shed doing Jonji, but you do die, the Shabe, Tamawa said it. Tanda inen nyuwaji tingbe da je di shade tama wese dumba nyela nyambar jabati kuni nam chu sundi yore. Ta goya de la dumba nyela nyambar jabati Tonyala nyambar jabati nyaja ishi be dewa chimbo, ransi dewa chimbo yu dumba nyela nyambar jabati ditung ime ki ishi di gong deba ti nyoyu la dewa, nangyu la dongsang, ngeyu la rangye mewa sung sobe lo ti rangi tojar jibe maungu bana be sanje nanjuma toyagi, nanjuma tojugi, chugu ngoyi sambaji tila ngaje zhungore. Chugu la ngaje yaja mato na, chugu langa ke mato bare. Chugu dan, ma badu dan na chewa dan naba thambare di, ya chugu langshe re towa mare. Ma badu dan naba, chewa dan naba thamba, rabu che. Gomba ngoji tila, cheju sundenge, nyamja ishi, tonye tobe dewa chumbu ishi tila ya, ani, redu ge, chugu yin samba ngaje jo son ngaje di yago chiyo na ani ya chugu lamla ke songwa chugu lam chiri chiyo de iza cheju shide gu se de simde la na yu dong sang go re na wa la dong sang re ba na da ye du sai ba ka so be chelo gu chu sama so du zo go ya du ani tama de hong yi le de hong yi ya ti na da ba na da me ba che me ba dong sang so sa che ba iza na wa la dong sang de na we me ba che ba na wa dong sang che ta dong ye ge me ba che ba rang je me ba ngi wo da ngi wo rang je me ba che gong khe de wa che mo yi ba da mo ne ye ge la me ne ju ko so la ma rang ge sim la tim ne de dong yi shi gong ne nge de ji la ma gong de je de yo re 제가 대화도 동배 주는데 대동 이시래 대동 이시게 어다 나유 동성 내유 라제메바 녀유의 대화 전부 송초 다들 추궁의 삼바지의 지소소나 아니 추궁을 제대로 되는지 마선 추궁을 제대로 봐.
So now we did on that clear light. We held the divine pride of being the real Dharmakaya, right? Now, these 8 stages, when we do our practice, please remember, we are not meditating on the death. That's not a death meditation. But it is in resemblance with the death process. Okay? It is in resemblance with the actual happening during the death process. That those 8 signs which appears during our death, that we imagined those appeared here, and on the 8th stage, the Dharmakaya, then on the 8th stage, now the clear light, that they resemble with each other. They resemble with the actual happening of the death. So thus we have incorporated that. Otherwise, it is not the death meditation, but in resemblance, in feature with the death. And that wisdom that which is in the state of the great bliss, as earlier we mentioned, that by the absorption of the Guru in your heart, that mind is in a great blissful state, right? In a state of great bliss, experiencing great bliss. Now that bliss mind, experiencing the bliss, but in appearance vacuity, right? In appearance outward, that you have dissolved everything. Nanda, there's no form as such around. Even that smallest crinkle that has disappeared, there's no any form in sight. So there's nothing. So that's why it is the vacuity or the emptiness. But in confirmation, confirm that it is not the just empty, but empty of the in-hand existence. The empty of the in-hand existence. Now those 3 qualities of those 3 attributes present in one mind, and upon that we hold the divine pride of the real the mind, being the mind of Dharmakaya, of the real resultant Vajrayogini. And if we are able to have all these 4 quality or attribute upon a single mind, that blissful mind comprehending emptiness, the void of in-hand existence, then that qualified that to be the qualify that as the taking the Dharmakaya as path. And if we can't have the resemblance with the death, then we are not doing taking the death as resemblance. So to make it a death, they're taking the Dharmakaya onto path. So it should resemble with the death process, as well as to have a strong divine pride on that mind, which has those three attributes, a divine pride of that being the real resultant Dharmakaya of the Vajrayogini. And if you could do that, then that becomes a well qualified, the taking of the Dharmakaya onto path. So remember that to divine pride, to have a divine pride above that, if we lack in holding the divine pride, that does not qualify it to be the taking of Dharmakaya onto path. And if that does not resemble with the death, that does not become the taking the death in resemblance.
That is one. That is one. Oh yeah. That was the Chugulam Chitin Ribaja. Tapado Longolam Shikungu, Dinani. Tashini, Shechiva, say, Gani, Tago, Paduda, Chidroa, Tanego, but double but the Shingadoda, Hakusasoma. Tayo, Tameba Shindu, the USA and Gawa, the Kapatuka Lane, Padolungu, Lutu Ruyumure. Tea South over there, tea and honey, Rasin, the Tunis of baby, she is on a Yimbala, Yeju, the Tonkora Yimbala, they don't do so true. Yipai Mabuchi, the Churusum Savache, Payu de Nahali, that trilogy and the Rangin, Rangin, the Gaway, that Yiga Kato of Chile, that Nahaza, Tedejilia, Pai de Rangulur, Zugu, Pai Churusum Savache, Pai Mabu. So, so that
I
didn't do what she let them. They don't know what I do, but don't buy the Rasin, the Dunis of a she's on a Yimbala, number by Yima, which I don't do, and I never choose. That I didn't know what someone doing, Kake, Yamari, know what I do, Tumbani. That Tumbani, they don't with Zonam, they don't issue Kore, Zonam Sudu. Alizona, the young you get Zona Yimbala, they don't go Yimbala. They don't go Zutu, they don't go Yipai Mabuchi journey. Tibet Nakali de Jagaman, Rangulu, Ransin of Korachu, Rangulu, Pai Kora Yimbe, Zudovichane, Naka, Paishi the Churusu, Samache.
So now you found that how those 8 processes they resemble, okay? Please do remember how they resemble with each other. And you found that it resembles with how the ordinary death happens and so on. Now when we arise out of that clear light state of the Dharmakaya, then that we arise out in state of the Bhagavad. Now first you should read the Siddhana from where it says, from the state of the voidness in which all appearances have been condensed like this, there arises what is in essence is my own mind holding the pristine awareness of non-dual bliss and void, but in the form of upright red slippery palm standing in space. Now space should be right at the level of your heart, where you have had your heart earlier. Just at that level, there appears one's own mind in state of the one's own mind and body appearing in the form of the slippery palm. So one's own mind, again remember, which is the bliss and void, by assuming the shape of a slippery palm. Again, so again on that slippery palm, that we have to hold a very strong divine pride of being the Sambhogakaya, that's the resultant Sambhogakaya, the Sambhogakaya which one is about to attain, okay? Sambhogakaya which one is going to attain in future, that's this syllable letter Pam is this Sambhogakaya which one is going to attain in near future or going to attain.
Ta bāngi de mā jīne bādhuwa tān dhāgu rī, yā jīne lōngu tān dhāgu rī. Lōngu tān dhāwa chēpa lā, lōngchū dzōpa ku ni, cēnsā sūnyi pīchē jachū chē dēpa bē jāwa dō chāng ku. Tīndā chī yō rī, bāngi lā gō tā lā bā tā kāngu chitā yā mā rī, cēnsā sūnyi pīchē yā mā rī, tīndā kī mā rī yā sāngā yōngu rī. Bādhuwa yā lyōngā yī sūng bē cāng nī, bē nām lōngu lū rī, ōngbō kōng cāng wā chē kāwa yī sā rū tēngi chī yō rī. 방이 라는 거다 라바 까마요 말이와디 저기요 내야디 룡아 이송 다워리 방이디 이게 뭐 고차보 인자 차위류던다 바도와디 차위류리 롱주 조보고데 장시 파바그마도 예마도 차위고리 대자 저진이들이 니 손이 룡아 이송 다야디 오마 아온 송부디 룡아 이송 천제리.
So now that syllable palm now which we have visualized. Now that should again resemble how it resemble. Now it has to resemble with the Sambhogakaya as well as it has to resemble with the body of the Bada being. It has to resemble with the Bada being. Then we might question ourselves that how could it resemble with the Sambhogakaya, because that Sambhogakaya is a being with all the major signs, the Buddha, and with all the hands and so on, whereas syllable Pam is a syllable, that it does not have the extremities or anything like that. And so, but there's all the good reasons for us to believe that it does resemble. That first of all, it is a letter, so it is a subtle. So is the form of the Bada being, it is subtle body, and so is the form of the Sambhogakaya body, because it is subtle and it is just exclusively seen only by the Arya Bodhisattvas.
Tā bāngi dhāru shēngwa rī, bāngi sē dhāru bē kōdū tōma nāmche ki tāla āche. Sē rūp tā yīgis nāmche tā ātā, dēndā khashē chī sū tēne yā dhāru mā rī chē pāñchū rī tsūñchū chē nī yā bāng sū chū rī, tā tī shē kī dē nā nī ngū chī sū nā lā bāngi dhāru tē lā īwāṃ rū shē yō rī, rū yō tū ē chī sā yōng gu yō rī. Īwāṃ tā pā yō nī bāng chāng chāng rū bā yī nā nī 방이 저루데 준네 라마르 비시 송데 라운도 차 센디네 고요레 다데 가지 로그데 쳐요 말이 산다이게 야 로당데 마셴바 데 계셔마루레 저도니 밤들라 이 니송요 등고게 나라 틀린다와 코하고 넘버 제제 뉘니 숨 토드나시 되지 아송요레 틀린다와 코하고 스치다 Tili dawa kowa koos.
Tili dawa kowa ko. So now how it resemble in the accordance with the great Ngulchu, that he put that is how the constitution, the whole constitutional syllable palm and how it was made. It is more like not really semantic, but how we created this syllable palm in Sanskrit, that he went to with what kind of characters constitute this syllable palm. Yes. So here I have a quote from the Tugho Kala Chakra, which he quotes Tigle as circle, Tawa as moon, Kua as fluid, and Ku as kaya.
Datu.
So as said Tigle or the circle, there's on the top of syllable palm, there's a circle, right? A ball. I think you got it. So that a circle now it can be applied to three things. externally, it can mean like the sun and moon, which are round. And internally in our body, it is the creative energy, the white bodhicitta. So other, then other, so we said external, internal, and other, okay? The other is the ku, or the kaya, or the body. So that the circle, now it resembles the kaya, or the body.
Number cheja do ni sung sa nam che de wang yi korong le yo ma re ali pa wang yi ru ru che de ag ta gu de ag ge de tel ni za je nam che chi zhu re ta ku ju ru ya ma ji ni yo sung re ti sa nam che yo go ta la number cheja do ni sung sa de nam che gi yi de ga re se na do ni ma sung che
do ni ma
oh ya do ni sung do da ni ma da sung re du su du ke ni du zo la wa
du ni ma sung
ni ma yo da ni ma
no
sung ko sung tu sung sung
nam ji se de go ni de
go ni za de re ali to mu bang sing ge zu ro che de ni re
o til
ni za che ba ji ja ti da la a ji ja yang ju a ji ja ya ji ji yu de a ni za te a ni za wa ru ju ne wa ri de bang ge bo wa de re yo 제가 나제 라도 산다 게스가 야주마 주체는 이와 이야오 리라오 리라오 아다 올라 어요 샤르 파주 수요만 뭐요 내가 니니 셴 더다요 무투르체 다 나제 그 선대 대샤 다 게시 카도디 셰슈야 남버 제자 두스두 타레스쇼
so number 제자 means that
남제디 선대 제는 Dagiti Koa Kabu Yimba, Dada Dusu Koa Mabure.
Now,
that's it.
Number Checha, which meant that here Namche is the.
Jani Yamari, Nal Jana, that's it, Tari. Jena Jana Sungre, Kusung Tu Sungi.
So, that number Checha, which meant that there's two circles, you see, one circle at top, and in middle there's a dash, and there's one circle at the bottom. You see that lot in character, right? That's named as Namche in Tibetan. And now it says, there's another quote where it says, do as the particle or the dust or the particle, and sun and the speech. So do or the dust or the particle here meant the, externally it meant the sun, internally the red bodhicitta or the creative energy, and other is the speech.
Oh yeah. Number cheja du ni du da nyama da sung re sung yi du sung de nga re pado ge nga long ju zo ko go sung ta ko da sung ni di sung pado lu nga yin di sung oh yeah.
So the number cheja that
du
please
sung che
the number cheja that circle please write as just number cheja. When I says number cheja, all you write is a circle, two circles, one above another, and dash in between, and that is the dust or particle, or dust or particle, okay, or then a dust or particle, sun and speech. It says so. Dust meant here the creative energy of red bodhicitta, and then external sign is for the sun and other. Then those two, internal, external, speech.
다 투니 나시 되지 아죠.
투.
투니 되지 나시 되지 아.
남시.
남시.
The nail. Daji. So now you got that straight. Now next one, tu or the mind. Now is namshi the consciousness. Is now the consciousness, then the sound and syllable letter ah. Now we have to syllable letter ah.
Adindire, wage sore, wadela so ashudio, atunri, ajumeza, atun sol shudio romado, wai pangi nala, alolo yamare, kanelab tsani mavakola, dangjugore, a, e, o, risiaji shudiore, ashudiore, chena, wage soge adire, wage soge adikari tsumare sana, chile chigine, dajin tsumare.
So now the syllable palm on its own can't produce sound, but it has the a vowel as into it, right? So thus that externally what it symbolizes is the Dajin or the Rahula. Inside is sign is the namshi or the consciousness. And shen other, that is the tuk or the mind. So that syllable letter palm for Sambhogakaya, it resembles the mind, and for the Bada being, it is the its consciousness.
Nyama dawa dajen sumbute, nyama ni nyama re dawa dajen se nyama sanga zadire. Tatsu nalu le shadane, za oma le dajen sigre roma da jama ni le dawa nyama sigre. Dani jo dajen langa be yebo me de gaji jo shos.
So now as we had the expression of the sun, moon and Rahul here, right? The Rahula. So the Rahul here meant the central psychic canal. And the sun and moon for the right and left channel, but I don't think you need to know it, so you may not listen. So in short, what we are trying to make from this is that in the syllable letter palm, that we have how it resembles the body, speech, and mind of the.
Dedonga zona yembala naba pangi mabu chendo nahat neba churu sute ta rango luji chubare dagi tomba nyege gante shadu ya ta nga ishi chukula de na sinjenge yu zani jeya meba yinza jendo yungu mare tele zu chukula dang sambar bachane zogo pangi le dang te longjo zogo ko yin sambache ta nga longo yin sambachane o pangi de longo ngaje sumche de gore ya ta gongju tishe de chushe de mugoje.
So this is the elaboration, okay, that this is not for your meditation. But now we will go for the meditation. That when we are in the state of the Dharmakaya, then we just we think that if I stay in the state of the Dharmakaya, I am unable to benefit other sentient beings because that they are unable to see myself. So thus, that to be able to come in a grosser form so that I could be of help for the sentient beings, then within that thought, then there appears a syllable, one appears in the form of syllable at the palm at the level of one's heart.
다 주고 치वे랑치 고르와 저 주고 치वे랑치 다 봐도 농부 치वे랑치도 고네 담에 봐도 또 조주디 잠버리
So now on this level of palm, we hold the divine pride of being the Sambhogakaya, and what we try to purify with it is the ordinary bardo. So now it will be very confusing about the taking of the Nirmanakaya onto path. Path. Lam. Lam.
Lamre.
Lam. Asked, what is the path? And I said, it is Lam in Tibetan, because you say the Lam. So now as it comes here that from a state of voidness, from AA comes a red double tetrahedral reality source, inside of which from an arc comes a white moon mandala with the shade of red, and on top of it arranged counterclockwise rests the mantra Om 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 and so on. So now the within the state of the voidness, just below your cerebellar palm, below the cerebellar palm, there appears a double A, the one head. It shed in So the bottom A to the front side. So one above another, the bottom one facing, so double A, one facing towards yourself and one facing on other side, and one above another, and which transforms into the, as it says, tetrahedral reality source, or double stake, where it's written in Tibetan, which means at the bottom it's just a tip, okay? At the top there are 6 corners, but at the bottom, so one triangle into another.
This one. So
at center of the Chunjung, I'll say place Chunjung now, at that reality source, now there's a moon disk. And it's on the edge of that moon disk is the 32 mantras, syllable mantra of this deity in the counterclockwise. Mantras red in color, 32 in syllable character, 32 characters. In a standing position, counterclockwise.
pe da only chezike muru.
And and Pe, they meet with each other. They join. You can have as big as you want. And trotting, such characters formed at the bottom there. And the moon disk being white but slight reddish, as it says, bearing the redness. The white moon disk, but bearing the slight touch of the redness. So this has to be through the Ngunjang Ngaji, which means through the 5 enlightenments. So the generation of the deity here through the Ngunjang as the body and Nga as 5 and Ti as generation. So generation through the 5 bodies or the 5 conscious or 5 enlightenment. Now way it is done in the way we have in the Heruka, in the way is same. So since we are trying to do it here, now it needs syllable letters. That is we have all the characters of this mantra at the bottom there, and now we have to make the 32 major signs and 80 minor signs of the Buddha from there. We should try to think that those 32 syllable letters of this mantra, 32 syllable, they represent the 32 major signs of the Vajrayogini, which we are about to attain that in future.
This one.
So now those 32 letters, now we'll break that into 40 letters, characters. So
sarva sa ra vaje
So Om and 3 and Sarva has Sa Ra Va. 3
ba da ha
and Buddha has 3 characters. Buddha and Ha. So Da Ki Ni Ye, it has 4 characters as it goes. And Benza has the 3 characters because since there's a Ra there. The Varna has 3, Va and Ra and Na. As heard, the Ni and Ye, 2 characters. Again, the Benza has 3, Ba, Za and Ra.
Be, Ro, Za,
And Be and Ro and Za,
ne
3.
ye se ni che
Ne and ye, 2.
Hun se sung che
And those 3 hungs, 3 syllables.
pe re re la ya pa chi da ta chi ni yo re yi ni yi zi gu re pe sung le yi chu che
So pe, those 3 pe, there's pa and there's also a ta. So they are pair, so there's 6 in those 3 pairs.
da pe sung le yi chu che
So 6 in those 3 pairs.
so ha che yi ni che
And swa and ha.
wa
So
ta shi
2
ju re ya
can.
de sho di
So please count now. Do you have?
yi ju da da che sha
I got 40.
yi ju re be
Is it 40? Yeah.
ta ma re wa ta yi gi sing de lu do so ni yo re
So let
pe na yi gi se ya de dang re ke ge dang de re se dang de re
so
dang de za dang de la a e o sing de bu de ke ge dang che so re ka nga se war che se je re ka la a ma ju na ka ne dang yong ge yo ma re ka la a shu na ka re ka la e shu na ke re ka la u shu na ko re 제가 세제를 소는부터 영어를 마주 봐라 당통이요 말. 대신 더는 셔도는 누구들라 나시 마주는 거죠 더야요 말 내가 제요 말.
so the what a letter is a sound. So it is a sound. For instance, vowels like the a, u, and so on. Now they are called, and these are consonants in Tibetan which we call selche, which clears, which becomes clear if they are helped by a vowel. Like with ka, with the e, it becomes ki, and so vowels work more like a consciousness, and the letters like a body. So
다 미치 얘기해야지. 미시야지. 미다 그러나 bomba 가와 사도 신사도 미르디.
So now to talk about, like, for instance, name, words, and letter.
가다 가다이네 거다 미르 다지어와 어디 미르.
So name, every item we name something, like the vase, and all the items we name something, right?
로상 싱게로 대제 싱게로 미르. 다 미고를 제시 잖아. bomba 메다바 시안도.
So
bomba 시자 시안도. 치르디. 제시제주니 저디용도 치르로. 너무 미주 되는 치주 버리.
So name, for instance, like the Tenzin and so on. Now after that name, when we apply with the modification, then that becomes a word, right? For instance, like the impermanent ways, or impermanence of weights, and so on.
그래서 비슷하다 신다. 다시 동지 여러분들. 무슨 소리 다니요 말이. 왜?
라.
그게 들어오고는 다시 동그를 군데 또 심어요.
I think
예, 군데.
라.
다시 동신이. 제자도 신의 군지리. 다 미다 치니 미다 제시자 치게. 미세니 종사의 제대 미세니 종시 주에 깨지 당들 이게 쓰래.
So I think the Lao here knows how to debate. So they really are adapted with debating, right? So now but what constitutes the name and the words and sentence? That component which constitute the name and words, and all those are the letter. The letters are the ones which constitute for name and words and sentences.
이게 메시니가 중요하게 지도부터 메시니가 자와로 이해하되 이게 맨에 미다 미고 말이 세이고 말이 제가 얘기들라 아아에오 리리레리스하게 양주로 요래.
So letter which we have like the 16 vowels and so on, that without them there won't be names or the words or and so on. The letters, for instance, now the 16 vowels, R, R, E, E, and so on.
양주로 가가 생년도 가가 자 생년이 세제 송주요. 맞아 보이잖아. 어디서 얘기를 다 양이
And ka, and so on.
얘기를 세제 이게 영 유니래.
So they are the seji or the consonants or the which clarifies.
다까지 세제 인자 까그 돈다데 까기 세야데 바카가 세워지 아마도 그 나도 개근 당데 영래 인자 까래 아슈데는 까 조구제 그 소르데 아슈고는 까 스그레 까 소라 우슈고는 고 스그레 셰지제 그래 까이 소데 에슈고는 게 스그레 제자다 소다 자동 샤송 단단면주 이게 소다 세 류다 소니 체니 세지 지주들 소 지주다 여자 파체 제주 탐구해야 돼.
So those are the ka and so on. Because if they are blessed, if they are given with a vowel, then they produce sounds, right? They produce sounds, then like ki and ku and so on, right? Whatever vowels they have on it, then it gives its sounds. It produces sounds.
다 당간지 사림바 지주레송아 지주들라 영 지주다 세제 지주 소 지주다 류 지주잖아 제주레 다 오무 사업들은 미기 강코르텔라야 코람베 나 코랑게 얘기데 소주 순이요 땡야 마음 받는 로야게 도지내주 마베 고한토 용되게 르레 제야게 천소주 순이데 인사마시 다 콜라바 얘기데 영세 카 파체나니 제주 탐요리 제주부 라마음 받는 로야게 비제 제주도 인사마시 어디다 장고리 어디잖아 아니 뭐장가 제기 지티자용어리.
So now those are more like body consonants, and as a life force in them are the vowels in them, right? So thus those 40 letters, they have a vowel in them which enable them to produce give a sound to them. So thus there are 40 consonants and 40 vowels, and which makes the 80. So that 80 number, now we are trying to say that 80 minor signs of the yogini, and on that, then we try to convince ourselves that they are the 32 and 80 major minor signs of the yogini, which I'm about to attain, have a strong conviction about it. Now, if we could do that, then we are laying the foundation for the Nguncha or the generation of deity through the five enlightenment or the 5 bodhis.
양세기 모여 인상 omsume yigitela yangse duduwa yinza yang detandawe dawagi karchanya budi melundabe yishije.
So now that syllable letter om and so on, as they have the vowels in them, and the vowels in those syllable letters, and the whiteness of the moon is the mirror-like wisdom.
Kodo pateni kola yoyage seje igita dawe kado mabu yobe machanya budi nyabani jishije.
Whereas as they could be separated and their slip consonants in them, right? Consonants. And then again on that moon disk, there's touch of redness on it. That is the equalizing wisdom.
Tā rāng pāngi kī mā tē 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 mī kī bē dāwa kato kārchā tāng ngā mā bū chē kāshā mā chā nī yō bā tē sāngcē yō yōng kī chāngsīng kā mā yīmbē mā bā chē.
So when one looks down in the form of syllabular palm, then the white moon and the red syllabulators then try to convince oneself or believe that being or have a regard to them as being the white and red creative energy of the male and female deity.
Tā ngā lōng chē zō bē kū lōng kū chē nē chāngsīng pā pā kī mā tō yē tō yā yō mā rē sī chē sū chī wū tsō lē tō ndā ngō sū chē tō kū mā rē tē lē sū chī wū yē tō yā kī chū kū chī sōng kū tō rā bē chū kū chī rā bē chū kū sōng nā shā chē tō bā nā yē yē bā sē zāng kī sē lē chūng ā nā chū kū yē bā dzē kō rē tē kā nā yē ngā yā mā chē wā chē lē yā kī tē chū kū bē chē wā lē sā pā mā nī tē sāng chē yē yōng kī bē chāngsī kāma nā lā chī gu gu rē. Tēngi sā mī gā sāngcī yō gu chāngsī kāma tēnā chī wā liāng gu sāng nī mā nā bāngi tē mā chā tī bō yōng rē, mā bō yōng nē kāngchī kī chī tē dē bō rē.
So try to think that if now I need to become assume a grosser form, a grosser emanation, so that I could help the more beings or even ordinary sentient beings to be of help for them, to benefit them, and just like the emanation form of the Shakyamuni Buddha, who came as the son of the King Shuddhodana and benefited immense number of sentient beings and extended his virtuous contacts. So in the same way, I would like to appear myself in the emanation form of the emanation form or the emanation body I will arise myself in the emanation body. And so thus you alight down and the palm sits in the middle of that moon disk.
Tā bāngi ndawē kāma kī nā mā dāwa tāng hāngchī kāma nā shū yuwa tē tā jīwa chī kī nī bādhu wā tē pāme kūrā nā lā jīwa lē nē pāme ngē nā kūrā ndrība yu sō mā yu ngē nā jīwa lē nē shū rūpa tā chū sō mā rī tā.
So now the entry of the syllabular palm in that is in resemblance with the mind of the Badu being entering into the egg and sperm of the parents.
Tā tī ndōba nā yō nā ngā rāng tāng kī bāngi kī dāwa thōngwa nā tī yu jīwa lēm tsēn tōng chā wā nyam pēmbā tēmē ndā yu sū shū wū sī wā rī tā yā mā shū sō shū bā tū sū tō wī shī rī chān chū wā rī.
So now as it comes in the syllable in the mantra, that propelled by the wish to take the birth in center of it, right? That now at that time the way we have done is through the analyzing wisdom.
Tā bāngi ngāri tī chabā nā yu kī bāngi tā kī ngāri tī chabā lī wā sē pā tō mē wā chū yu nē kundē chī chū tā mī chā dō chī nā yu mē rāngshēn tū chēs bē kōwā tā nyāngā lī ndī bē chū kāngā nā chī yu tsā mā lō bē wā sē tī kī pā rī rū tsā mā lō dō chī nā yu mē ngō lō bā bē kūl bē chū wā mā rī tī dō chī nā yu mē rāngshēn tū chū nē āni wā sē tā kāngā chū lō yu.
So, through the extension of light rays emanated from the moon and cerebral palm and the mantra rosary towards all 10 directions of the core, which means the worldly as well as trans-worldly abodes, and by the touch of that, then bless everything in the nature of the Vajrayogini, though you don't transform them into the Vajrayogini, but name the nature of the Vajrayogini and bless, and they all come back and dissolve back into that circle.
Uzeg riba zag chiloge kuale kueduba taba nyangelindebe nyandeda sijinige dube chu kada yoyo nojibe no kanyi bade chunjung chu joji sinje da sanje kangalo nanjo mal chu oda te chamal su dune rang dawa pain harji jibal su tim.
So, or it would be wonderful like to transform everything into the form of Vajrayogini, that's through the emanation of the light from the circle, by the very touch of it, that all the phenomena which are within the worldly and trans-worldly existence are transformed.
Oh yeah, so pain harji jibal the ram pain che de or pain talang hachi yorwa tele tin yudu be nojo tama be chunjo da dojine mo ko chuwa de su no pain harji nyendam le ya kangalo be 강가마 그 오늘 쉬는 팀에 미버지 소야요. 가르 제네제다 소티는 뒤에 마주는다 쉬는다.
So that then they all transform into all the beings in the form of the Vajrayogini and all the environment into the reality source, and they all come back and dissolve into it. Now there's other version where it says that you can visualizing them melting in the form of red and white creative energy and melt into it. So whichever way, whether you melt or not, but you dissolve them all back into the circle of mantras.
군대지 저 당시 노지는지 말아지 제가 소는데 방인 하지 제가 팀바스 노반도와 노고리 공주 말은 루요 말에 뇨다 차리 치요 말에 먼진 제자르마도 어디 팀바데 수도베이시 마 자우주베이시를 장주와서 그랬다.
So now they all come back and dissolve into that mantra, right? Now and dissolve into it. That is the enlightenment through the accomplishing wisdom. Enlightenment through the accomplishing wisdom. Now our prayer hasn't got length here or anything, It is the same, but we have to do these visualizations.
That timba buying harjiba timba yos jurba le ten da tembe jingo tamje duji do ruba ne seno that's so tim you do nojo taje timba ram pa yi tage ma chin chunjong da yos so zo ge gongbu jing du jone jing le jone de be lam sam be ten da tembe jingo do zhe song go da jeba be zonggo tamje duji le chasang de ga zhou song sam ba che.
So by the merger of all the lights back into it, instantaneously, then the whole thing inside turns into a single ball of light, and instantly from within that ball of light, then there appears the resident deity and the residence mandala that all together instantaneously from that ball of light. So this is the enlightenment through the Dhammadhatu wisdom. Enlightenment through the Dhammadhatu wisdom. So now you have the 5 enlightenments of the 5 consciousness.
Sinja suju ge je thoya ge be ko raba be suju mi ge je thoya ge rabe tu doji nanju meta da tembe ju yongzo le chu su sanga be sanje nanju mo yi sama ga je chi su ta da ge de dong ge chu gu yi sama ga je su simba ba yi de la ga long gu yi sama ga je su simba da na cha ling de ga le yongzo chu yong de ane na be chu gu yi sama ga je su o de so zazo chegoya chiringe yodo medu nibu dire tujin doba nala yore sam tongru chena tarinte mwenze chedu alikali tishe dire ma to she marun doya yo mare.
So now that instantaneously you appear in the form of the gross in the form of the Now, in the grosser form of the deity, that entire, the resident and the residence, and then try to think that now I appear, that I have assumed, or I am the resultant Vajrayogini, that who is able to, that even our ordinary sentient being are able to see me, that I transform myself into the entire, the form of Vajrayogini, along with the residents and the resident, and then try to think, the all around yourself, that how you are. And now, that within the state of that bliss, which is the Dharmakaya, and then from the palm, and now here you appear yourself into the entire complete deity with its residence, right? Now this practice is the most fundamental of the practice of this practice, that through this teaching you haven't had any addition to your daily requirement of the recitations, that this is the practice and this is the gist of the whole practice of the developing stages.
This one. Tana doji nanjuma, chugongo de mai, sanje nanjuma. Te ilu ganere sen senande ta, ta pechal daruchi, pechal dongres, pan shirashaya me.
So now I am the real the Nimanakaya, the Vajrayogini. Now how am I? Now how am I that? Now you can just go through the sadhana, read through, Now there's not much explanation, we will just read through here.
Tambe ngoi sa yilu gane re da saji chana doji saji doji rawa doji guru doji lari chiru do be mebong chojun be chobe songa kolon dai jawa da jeba yungsu zoba ni re sha meri da jebas meri sia de remu tribal sig mare meri su me chemu ba me reze baba de yoza meri jebare doji rawa guru lari meri da jebas jebe nangdo. So
as it says, furthermore, there's the Vajra ground fence, tent, canopy outside which blaze a mass of the fire-colored flame swirling and counterclockwise within and so on. When we say Meri, now to get back in Tibetan, it says it does not mean the drawing of the fire, but the huge blaze of fire which looks almost like a gigantic mountain.
No, the Chimbu Jeji Korwas, the Trey Jedi, Dojira, Nolo go with it. Chilo go chori, Nolo go near chori. Sandi Dinjola, Nolo go, and Mishoba Yoma, and they will shed on Niri. Taya Jimisha and Jisha would know. Dojira, Nando Te, the Trey Jeji Jambo, Sunyore, Judon Jonala. Doji rawa nang do te, to choy je ji jemba wo su du, doji rawa te nang lo le ja. Mazda, doji rawa nang lo le to choy je ja, tene rawa tere. Doji rawa nang lo le ja, to choy shilu le gobe tene. Doji rawa nang do te, to choy je ji kuwa wo siya chi yore. Doji rawa nang do to choy je ku na, rawa shilu le ja, to choy nang le. Nija jo ge gomba yin siya yore. Shaza de tari, to choy de nang lo goya de gomba ti chewa na dowa. Tati nang lo to choy shimbo je, shado tong ra lo, la so to choy je nang lo la. To choy je, shin yi je, chui je, lo je, jin yi je. To choy ri ga la da, to choy chinggo nang je. To choy cha song wa chi je yo, kur je.
So the 8 cremation grounds, such as ferocious ones and so forth, in the center of this are so inside, which means inside the Vajra fence. That it is all right to have the outside or inside. Even in the Heruka practice, the one can have the cemeteries inside and one can have them outside, that it is all right. But here it looks that we choose to have it inside the Vajra fence. The reason is that we can quote from our Tantric text where it says, inside the Vajra fence is adorned by the 8th cemetery. Or where it says, the Vajra fence inside and the adorned by the cemetery. So it became interpretative, right? Either you can have the cemeteries inside the Vajra fence, or Vajra fence inside and adorned by the cemetery. According to the second statement, you can have the cemeteries outside the Vajra fence, or inside the Vajra fence, you can have the cemetery. Both of them are correct.
춘중 예의 공개서도 춘중 니지리 춘중 수도 거래했으면 춘중 거래 지사나고 춘중 마셔봐 리니 요만로했음.
Now what is Chunju? Somebody asked me what is Chunju, you know. I think somebody asked me, so I would like to show you.
디고 독하드마도 요말와 도드마도 매사 신구말. 또 봤어. 춘중대노대 카드 조송제 대마 바로 이게 매수도 직제 춘중직대 직제는.
So this one is on top. You know, it is only thing is three-dimensional. So the point, the one point on the ground is just 1 point sticks on the ground, and broader ones on top.
또마마도 주소마 코바 주인의 무조로 잡아서 그러지. 다쨌든 마음 파부체. 자리야 첨부체. 노스야체. 다 주소직들이. 나 주소니 노스 다네 레무트게 수게 저기도 와데 가르사 조시 주 제네스가 주요 주소니 지도 마오냐도 가인도 도 단데도 되나 니 제나네 주요니 노스 지용도 카드니 레지용을 카드니 레지가 주요지 주요니.
So that's the top, how it happens, 6 corners, and it has 2. In a way, it looks like the torma. You know, if you make a 3-dimensional equilateral triangle on a torma and dig it in, so it has 6 corners.
어다 카드니 레체 다마 바로 루레 수주 니레체 제제샤디 노로라니 주저르지 고고라 매지 조 니레 레체버지게 노로 된디레
There's center, where center inside where the deity reside, and
레체 수주들 동바리 라디오레 수주데 수수지 마마마마 충르죠 라루레. So
at the bottom there's no hole, but they all share a single bottom, but 6 corners on the top. They're one triangle, 3-dimensional inside another, with 6 corners and 6, so broader at the top and smaller at the bottom. Those are corners, they're empty. They're center. So those 2 which are corners which goes forward and one at the rear, there's nothing in them, they are just empty. Now those 4 corners on the 2 sides,
we
we have a gakil or the bliss rules.
Nobuga chi yonko ko de chir
in the counterclockwise,
ko de ngere yore.
slowly.
Then ndirwa to je ko be use chunju tu songche. Then chunju pabu de ma sal zu yo yin sa to zhe de chunju boru de min ru sa chen ko yang bu yo re. Chunju ka ti chenbu yin sa ka de ga to zhe sal ba ma nyang ze yong ro ka ba chenbu yo re. So de na lu de la ju sa de re. Chunju ji de ge ban zang ji la na zo ba ma da ma je ba de ba ni me jing go 대도는 지제도 두세네베 도도 도진내주마 어두 주요.
So
도진내주면 어야.
So the cemetery, you know, which they circle around the Chunjung, so area on top, then from the straight down, then you can measure the cemetery circling. And so at the bottom, as it is very thin, it thins down towards the bottom. So there are lots of spaces between the cemetery and the very center of the Chunjung. And at about the middle of the Chunjung is we have the sun cushion upon which there's the Jigje Nakpo and Tuzuma upon whom the Vajrayogini treading and in a standing position.
Rang doji neju ma rewa, rang doji neju ma chunju gu ji de nazo pe ma de nyema, shev ni ge wo la, shev yon ye ba de ma jiong de tu se ma ma me no me ne, yon ku ba de ji ji ma ka bu lo ne, go de jel ba te ji ji pe go ne. Tong do yon ni, de ma la jing de du, rang ge doji neju me u zu ge no bu do de, chunju ka de nyam zi yo re. Chunju la ka ju je ba de gong le de yo ma re, la ju sa ge po zhang ro de re.
So she's seated at about the middle on the sun disk, right? On a sun disk, and her right leg stretched out and treading on the tuzunma on her chest and pressing down on her breast, and in front by left leg slightly pulled in, tread on the Jigje Nakpo, this in a laying down position on his chest, but treading on his forehead, pulled towards back, and holding the Kadvanga and Scapula, and the tip of the crown of the Vajrayogini is about the level of the top of the Chunjung. So the crown of the Vajrayogini does not protrude, but it is just about the level of the Chunjung at the top.
사건들이 공부 이내에 샤다 차다 루바다 침바다 로와 주마치다베 살동주요 말에 고나라랑 제메바 고 의지 공부 이내봐 베 베나 취미 바자디게 매진 바지요도 매데베 콜베 라바다 치다 주나 사이고다 내줘요 어디서로 부지게 베 샤라드제 마임바 사도 도고 소자바도 잡고 멤버 고통 제자버도 레레 멤버 어디네 지기베 나라랑 젬메 바바 신제류 간가 여댕에 배너 가지면 고베 비다보 처야보지 돈에 대자 시구지나 주쇼위나 다 시구는 샤대바도 거기 집어요 시구 나게 될 샤다 르바다 차다 개요 말이 사고다 더비요.
So the form of the constitution of the form of the deity, as you all had the several teachings and should know that it is not, they shouldn't be visualized like the conglomeration of the flesh and bone and so on, but which appears but being lack of inherent existence, and it is very subtle, and like it, if a bottle lamp, if a light, could it have a shape like that of the deity, then it will be very identical to the way a deity would look. Now, for instance, if we make a three-dimensional form of a deity and have it reflected in the mirror, the reflection in the mirror would not have any of those, have any of the obstructions and so on. So it looks just like that. That without any obstructions, but though appears, but being void of inherent existence and very subtle and without any of the flesh and bones and so on, and very radiant.
Jijeda to senye de Kolodumbe Shawo Gidire. Kolodumbe Shawo la Jie to Senaya de Kolodumba Tuba Kudu, Tuba Namaredi, Oyo Shen Denting Chinyadeva Mari. Tune Saji Sadako, Akolani Tebe, Rango Ludi, Joden Le Pune, Consube, Shawo, Zube Surabachiri. A Kandari Imbe, Jije Napo Lavaji, to Samama Lavashiri. Najuma Gundu Lavanima to Gunju Mari.
So the Jigji Nakpo and the Tuzima on whom the Naljoma tread on or stamp on, that's the way it is in same thing as in Heruka. That in Heruka, when he tread on them, so it is not that he has forced them under him as a cushion. That when the Heruka conquered or subdued them and enlightened them, so they offered their original form as because of respect to the Heruka, so as cushion, and thus he tread on them. It was their offering, and in the case of the Heruka, the Jigji, Napo, and Tuzuma, they have the 4 arms, whereas in the Vajrayogini, they have only 2 arms.
Heruka Shawola, Jije di Yebeolane, Tuzema Yumeolane Yori.
In Heruka, you will find the Jigji tread on the right leg and the Tuzuma by the left leg.
Nanjo Magisha Yebeolu Tuzemane, Yumeolan Jije Yori. When you go, you logo at the Karja from Sangria.
Whereas in the Naljuma, you have the Tuzuma by the right leg and the Jigji Napo by the left leg. And why it is reverse? What do you think?
Kuni Yoyunibude Shavno Kojuloba Mare. Jije Shavnusmane, Yon Pamuka Gold Suchuyori. Yon Pamu Shavni Gold Yogila Dini Che or Mashama Jonani, and Shay Yungisha Dirava or Yoma de Jia on the Kivri, Yaba to some of the Kivri. Yungisha Yomata, Yawisha Yava Ninyadu Kigrava, Chesa Shaneti, Yayan Hoyo, Tari, Chikori.
So there's no mistake there, because that the concept of the mother embracing the father Heruka, then when she let her legs down, then the position is the same way, right? The position where the father is treading on the Jigje, that which is her other opposite leg falls on it. So because of that, this reverse order happened. So there's no mistake in there.
Jije to Seni, La Onchu Yoni, Onchu Don, Onchu Chuma Niri. Onchu Yoni Shawola name between the Chadon Musu number, the Shashina de Musu number. Janon de Shashina de Musu Nedu, Yon de Shasumar. The Shasuma is on the Shachi Ned, the Shachi Chia Ned of the Number. The other Numegon the Shaja number. Shoye John Numegon and they did it, Kanjolo, Numegon the Shaga number.
So that treading on the Maheshwara and his consort now is also the symbolic for the treading on the 3 personal solutions, and treading on the like consort, the consort of the Shiva, that's Tuzuma, and she symbolized the longing desire, and as being the breast being the source, as a source of the or object of the desire, so it treads on the breast.
Onchu Shawola Yume wote Nene, Motibata Gujo Pane, 빼고 한 완내지. 온수기 빼고다 네가 니부터 대비지 전에 그도 캐고. 해야 될 거라서 네가 대 시당집에 내 공주사들인데 내서 왜요? 때문에 저월에 상로동의 상로마고 무용의 배고사들만 무용의 드레시도 하면서 상로마고든 저것도 맞을 수 없네. 진짜 때문에 내래. 때문에 시당집에 가도 캐고 셔 never is.
So treading on the Maheshwara, now his neck flipped, right? His neck flipped, and forehead and the heart at the equal level, and treading on the forehead. The reason is that heart is the source or locality where one feels the hatred. That, of course, when you feel real angry, you have the pain at your heart. Whereas when you feel ignorant, you slap on your forehead. So as them being the place or locality of those hatred and the anger, so close-mindedness, so tread on the forehead, leveling with the straight, leveling with the heart. So the red color of the Vajrayogini, is the intense burning of the bliss fire, symbolizes intense burning of bliss fire, and out of the moods of the anger and the attachment is more the expressional mood of the attachment or the chakra. And as it says, the extremely radiant, like that of the flame at the end of the kalpa, which meant the most superlatively radiant. So all phenomena. So as all phenomena equal in the terms of being lack of in-hand existence, all phenomena being equal in terms of void of in-hand existence, so as there is no inequality as far as that goes, so one, to symbolize it, the one face. So though by nature all things are lack of in-hand existence, but all phenomena bear the true truth, relative and ultimate. Whereas the ultimately that one has to understand here is the relative illicit body and and ultimate the clear light. It is to understand for the ultimate clear light and relative illicit body. So to symbolize it, the two hands. So 3 eyes, that to have the direct apprehension of the all phenomena of the all 3 times, thus 3 eyes. Looking towards the kacha, now should look from the left side, looking from the left. So, and turning towards left, turning towards and looks towards Kacha land by turning towards left, it meant that as it is
Cha yeba tabji rangshi sheji maa jangni.
and look yun sivati.
Yun tu sivati, yun sho tu siyadi, shiro li siya. Yun shiro ye tabrwa.
So turning towards left and is the watching towards the wisdom, looking towards the wisdom, and watching towards the up in space is looking towards the Khaja land as a sign that I'll lead all my disciples to the Khaja land.
Cha yeba de tab yoma shiro ri. Chena yeba tabji rangshi maa jangdi ya de karasi na kong sangye tsari re di ina tab dewa chimbo, sinje la niji chimbo ongi kuwa nala be sinje ge dona la kuwa nala sangye da maa juu ne be sangye zu kuwa nala maa paidu guya de niji ge chingi maa juu kame re. Nga razu kuwa na de guya de ne be chadang musu nyomu ge chingi de maa de kame re. Cheza sangye sinje nija la kuwa na de lu de dedan daga maa re. 대이자 공니지 신부 제원도 주는 탑 니지 신부 오게 상여 코안주 시제가 되라 코안 주버선 자예버 더그러지 마줘야 돼.
So right hand symbolizing the method and extended down towards the ground. The reason that her merge or her abiding in the worldly existence or entry or abiding in the or worldly existence purely out of compassion to benefit all sentient beings. That her dwelling in the worldly existence and our dwelling in the worldly existence are different. Hers is purely out of the concern and compassion for the sentient beings to lead them out of here, whereas ours is without a choice because by the bind of our own delusions.
다 오늘 차 좀 지구 남고야 가르에서는 지구 시럽을하시 시럽이 천년부 탄생이 다와 제도 세계의 너무 도수 제도 죄베도라 지구 된단 말이야.
So holding this curved knife by the right hand pointing downward is that by the sharp edge of the wisdom of the emptiness cutting the graspings of the sentient beings.
차 이어만 시럽을하시래. 시럽을 하시게 더바 타기 공수네 띵초소 존 띵그 때야 돼 냥엘 대비 초소 띵고 인죠.
So holding the skull cup filled with blood by the left hand which symbolized the wisdom raised high up in the space.
대야자 고야 돼 그래서 냥엘 대비 공원 니에 처벌해. 시럽이 냥엘 대비 니 터기 르에도 고안이 저 당신이 그 제대 되래.
So by the wisdom, because of the wisdom, attainment of the highest level of the nirvana, that attainment of the highest level of the nirvana is symbolized by the raising of the cup by her left hand very high up in the space, holding of the curved knife by the right hand and extended towards the ground is the method and the extension of that towards sentient beings all the time.
다시 말이 시럽 직제디 생진세 지든 시도면 소리 다시스도 랑을 세바 랑라 미비 차당 몽송스네다 단진스네다 데리 어디 시럽이 제니 아니 답에 냥을 디바 살시버리 냥을 디바 실라야 페디 다주마스노제 제부제 주마데바제 생진을 don다라마 코아나 상진의 요는 르에던 샤단 제데야데 생진의 지시비 오게 요바이자 생진의 세베 생진의 차베 오게 세야도 차바데 니질을 고고래 다세 말이 시럽 지제데 생진 세지 지는 시도면서도 다 세베 탈레만에 시베 탈레면에 어시지 타니를 주요 존재 데레 소리 버리 탈레메스
So by the because of the wisdom cutting the root of delusions, then raise herself to the level of the full enlightenment, but because of the compassion towards sentient beings, because of compassion towards sentient beings, again, not remaining in the extreme of the arhatship, in the bliss of the nirvana or anything, but coming back and helping the sentient beings. Attachment, it says, attachment here is not to be understood as attachment, but compassion, but purely out of compassion out towards sentient beings and bring back into the worldly existence to benefit the sentient beings. Bring cut to all the roots of worldly existence by the sharp edge of their wisdom to attain the state of the pure nirvana, but not remaining in that extreme of the bliss, but coming back into the worldly existence to benefit all sentient beings.
차이음에 töve 나래 차리 되어치부 처머리 차기 지를 주마요리 까발라니 엔제 공세 엔제스 주마리 주마차 차지 루샤 어딘도 좀 셰르 수입에 처리도 나요리.
So the skull cup filled with blood that symbolized the great bliss, and filled blood and the guts in and dripping in her mouth.
차이음에 tö베차 공 띵초 수수 셰젠도 줘봐 서와 셰야도 셰네 차디 배 셰르 수구에 처리거든. 디고 가르에서는 되어치면 도주 다도 생네. 되어치면 냠마자니 오마도 되어치면 하버든 버와 인자 되어치면 뭐 되어치면 르베 쳔네라 차디 수되거든. 남주 됐던 말.
So her mood, the expression, the mood or expression that raising the cup filled with blood raised high up above the space, and the stream that as pouring the blood right in her mouth now is symbolized that her being in the state of the great bliss, that always in the fullest state of the bliss, that never undermined, or always in the fullest state, and without any discontinuation, is symbolized by the holding the skull cup filled with blood right above her mouth.
차바요마도 있으면 가정 가다는 뭐라도 두고도 펜스스 뭐 창시만 넘바스 차바요마라 가정 가정을 해야 돼. 연락 주버 쓰그래. 연락 주버 해야 돼. 명구수 ngole doji 대월로 나조 bomba 대월로 도지 저름 어디에서 나가 주인 지요이 말이야. 연락 주버 쓰거래. 강다리 몇 가정 하고 그러다 요아들 요 수제요. 네, 샹마 살주야 돼. 도지 말해. 도지 지금도 요 말해. 도지 생각요 말해. 도지 지직제. 요 수제제. 대발 나서 도지제야. 다시도 가져.
So
시하고나.
the holding the Khatwanga on her left shoulder. Now the left shoulder, Khatwanga, right? Khatwanga meant a piece which has 6 parts. A piece which has 6 parts, which meant the 3 Vajras, and then above.
가정 시주민도 유슈. 가정 될 담어로도 저보다 펜스송 참바세야 가정을 게 봉배와 되는마 담어를 다요. 담어를 깨진 거는 저보이 다요. 저보기 찔레지는 펜스송 다요. 대 내주면 가정 갈래. 콜로도 가정을 대송 요 말에.
So, and Vajra, and then above that there's waist, and there's double cross Vajra, and also that from that waist on the top, right? There's waist, right above the Vajra there's waist, and on top there's double cross Vajra. From the waist there hangs out a damaru and a bell. At the blade of the bell you will see a little flag or the banner, and that you won't find in the Heruka Khatwanga. And also it has the 8 sides on the main length of the Khatwanga, and a tip, there's a single tipped Vajra.
가정의 잡아도 샤네. 가정 경고 매우 송사의 수절 파데 요든 늘 추된 누스케고 체체 모두 가정 살마 주제는 야주요 말에 내주면 거의 거던데 자 고디얼 때 요한들 때 체체chen 누스 잡을 깨워.
So again, please, so 6 parts that are on the full length of the piece, metal piece, then there's 3 human skulls, right? Now Vajra, 3 human skulls, and then there's a vase, and then above that there's a double cross Vajra. Okay. Now they also that she has it laying on her shoulder. Laying on her.
Taparansi shingriya, the res jashuta, to so you do, Pemanadiori, Nimatumudu, Nugo Samdiori, you show. The Kazi.
So I think you should all know. And sun looks warm outside, so you might want to go up for tanning.
That's in Singing, they can